Winter 2023 anime season is just about finished, so today we're going to take a look at Spring 2023 and pick what shows we're going to be watching for that season. When you're up and down and you're over and out, come listen to your friend Stephen Brown. This is the show with Stephen. What's up, guys? Welcome to Weeb World. It's your boy Stevie B, aka Mr. Brown. I'm here with Mrs. Brown, who's joining me today to look at today's shows, because we're just going to take a look, like I said in the beginning, of Spring 2023. I'm really fed up with this season. I can't wait for it to end. We're 9 weeks in, and now we finally get to look at some new shows, which is always the best part of every anime season, the funnest part, to just kind of see what's coming up. And I've completely kept my eyes off of this. I haven't looked at what's coming out at all. Donnie, get down! Oh, sorry for that gratuitous Donnie shot, guys. This is Donnie, by the way. First off, going from the top to the bottom, Vinland Saga Season 2 is going to be carrying over into this season as well. We can skip over that. Our first real show we're looking at is Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Swordsmith Village arc. You never watched Demon Slayer, right? Demon Slayer is not bad. I am behind on it. I'll catch up. I think maybe I'll catch up to it so I can watch this as it airs. It looks like it's just going to be a single episode, or is it just, what did it say? It's going to be a 1 hour special premiere. So it's going to be a continuation, I guess, of a normal series. Like, the last thing I missed was I didn't watch the movie, which I know is canon, so I got to watch that. Up next, Konosuba, An Explosion on This Wonderful World, which we watched. I made you watch a little bit of that. Do you remember?
The Witch Girls?
It's the blue slime. I think she's a slime girl, and it's the dude. It's comedy. Here, I'll show you a picture of it. Konosuba, though, what is this going to be? Just another season of the show? 1 year before a certain useless goddess and neat extraordinary hit the scene, Megumin, the greatest genius of the Crimson Magic Clan, is hard at work ever since life-changing blah, blah, blah. So I think it's just another season of the show. Konosuba, everyone knows Konosuba. Konosuba is great. Definitely be watching that. Can't wait to watch more of that. I'll probably rewatch the whole series yeah, there you go. Just showed her a picture now that she can see. Maybe we'll rewatch season 1 and 2 for that, so we can watch that when it comes out or something. I think that's in English as well. Up next here, they have, obviously, Kuba Won't Let Me Be Invisible is obviously still on hiatus. I haven't seen any news about when it's coming back. Who knows? As I've said before with the show, I don't mind it. It's a fine watch, but I don't think it's as great as everyone thinks it is. Up next, Mrs. Brown's excited for this one. When we first started dating, I made her watch this show with me. We used to watch this. We used to have breakfast on our days off together. We'd order in McDonald's breakfast and watch Dr. Stone. So this is the only one I knew about actually coming out. The only one I looked at. I knew that Dr. Stone season 3 was coming. I'm excited. And I told her. We're both really excited for that.
What did we leave off on?
Season 2.
No, what was going on?
Oh, what was going on?
Is that when they just meet up? They're finally gonna like face off? The
very last thing was when they had the war.
Yeah.
They would call it, I guess, the war. They had the big fight. And remember the guy, the villain, I forgot his name.
The buff dude.
But the main villain with the long, beautiful hair became a good guy. He changed his mind at the end. And they fought the dude with the gray hair and the spear.
The gray hair.
Do you remember? And they fell off the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember 100% everything that happens. I know that everyone was okay at the end, but there was the bad guy. Rewatch it, yeah. Or there's probably a recap we can watch somewhere. I'll keep this one short and sweet. Attack on Titan, the final season, the final part 3, the last, whatever the fuck. How many times they're going to put last, final, everything into it. Attack on Titan was never good. I've been saying this since I was like 12 years old. It's never been good, and I'm glad that the hype has died and no one cares about it anymore. They moved on to My Hero Academia, and then people realized that wasn't good. They moved on now to Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer's okay. These are all, they're all okay, but they're not as good as everyone thinks they are, and that's how the hype train works on the internet. Everyone just gets obsessed with it and then moves on, In Another World with My Smartphone Season 2. So far, they're all sequels. There's no new anime yet. It's all sequels. It's all season 2s. I don't know if I ever watched the first season of this. I can check MyAnimeList. I know I've probably seen the first episode or something, because I've seen almost everything. I'll check out the first season and see if I like it, just to see if I want to pick this up. But from that picture, it doesn't look like something I want to watch. Up next, Tonikawa Over the Moon for You Season 2. I'm actually excited about this one. The first season is a very solid, fun comedy. Do you remember me having this on in the background at all? This is the one where the kid's named NASA. He's named after space. Do you remember it at all? I just watched this recently. I can't, very recently. I know since we moved here, so in the last month or so, I watched this. And this was a pretty good show, so I'm excited to catch that second season. Summoned to another world again. There once was a hero who was summoned to another world, and he saved that world. However, the man was caught in a trap and was forcibly returned to his original world. On top of that, he had to start over as a baby. This is the story of a crazy journey in another world, where a former hero who was reincarnated into a slightly gloomy high school student is resummoned back to that same world. This looks absolutely atrocious. Of course, I'll watch it. I always watch everything, like at least the first episode.
He looks like a twink.
The only thing that can save this is titties. If there's like some, if there's some like fan service. But other than that, it looks pretty generic isekai. I can tell by looking at this already, here comes a very edgy isekai. It looks like I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. A chance to come back, a mysterious door stands open, inviting a boy who's been brutally bullied all his life to take a courageous step forward into the unknown. On the other side, he finds a horde of priceless artifacts and the world is filled with magic as it is with monsters. The most shocking revelation, however, is that he can bring whatever he wants back with him when he returns to Earth. It won't be long before this double life changes him forever. What were you gonna say?
I've heard Pedro talk about
this.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well,
so it's probably not good.
This looks pretty bad. Another shitty isekai, but I get the most pleasure out of these. If you watched my last season breakdown,
is this a part 2 or is this the first episode?
I think this is the beginning of this.
Oh, then maybe he's thinking of something else.
I don't see.
I just remember
never heard of this.
Back because he was saying like he wants to bring like a character back with him to Earth. And
yeah.
Like, oh my god, you can't do that. But that might be a different.
But that's this type of anime is they just make tons of it. So it's called isekai. I don't know if you remember if I've told you about it before, but they make tons of these shows. And like I said in the last season breakdown, I love watching at least that first episode because there's always some kind of pleasure out of it because they're always just so bad. Now this one's actually cool. I did not watch the first season. I saw like an episode or two, and I've always meant to go back and watch it. I think you'll like this. I'll show you another picture, a better promotional picture of the first season. This is called The Ancient Magus' Bride. This is the second season. Chise was able to accept Elias and herself and not necessarily blah, blah, blah. You know, we're not going to read that because it's probably spoilerish. Let's go and look it up. Magus Bride 1. So this girl, to my loose knowing of it, is she has to get married for whatever reason against her will, I believe, to this big demon skull guy.
I like that.
But it's really good romance, apparently. I'm pretty sure it's in English. Madison watched it, and she said it was really good, and she's picky, so I believe her. All right, Kuma Bear Punch. Kuma's Japanese for bear. So the bear. I watched the first season of this. This is the second season. I watched the first season of this. I think I got to like 5 episodes before I had to tap out because it's really bad. But it's comfy enough. It's another isekai adventure thing, but it's a little different because instead of a plain pasty white boy with brown hair, it's a girl in a bear suit. It's really cute. It's something that you could deal with it. Like I could finish it. I could go back to and finish it, but I don't think it's worth my time to go back and finish it to then force myself to watch it because there's not going to be any even like good content to come out of that for me to say anything other than it sucks. This is a big one, and I think I'm going to try and make you watch this. I read this. It's called Mashal, Magic and Muscles. This is a world of magic. This is a world in which magic is casually used by everyone. In a deep, dark forest in this world of magic, there is a boy who is single-mindedly working out. His name is Mash Bernadette, and he has a secret. He can't use magic. All he wanted was to live a quiet life with his family, but people suddenly start trying to kill him one day, and he somehow finds himself enrolled in magic school. There, he sets his sights on becoming a divine visionary, the elite of the elite. Will his ripped muscles work against the best and brightest of the wizarding world? The curtain rises on this off-kilter magical fantasy in which the power of being jacked crushes any spell. This is a Harry Potter parody.
Oh.
He goes to Hogwarts. They have the houses and everything, the Sorting Hat, all that shit. It's a direct parody. And every person, as a play on Harry Potter to make fun of it, has the scar. Everyone has different scars on them, and if you have the scar, it means you have magic. But he doesn't. He's like the only person who doesn't have magic, which makes you a peasant and like a slave in that world. But he's so jacked. He works out so much that he just beats people up. And they're always like, what kind of magic is this? He's so powerful.
But he's just muscly.
Yeah, it's like One Punch Man.
Oh, okay.
He's exactly Saitama. It's One Punch Man, but in Harry Potter. And it's really good. I read the comic. It's really, I'm pretty deep into
I thought this
it. Like
was the other magic one at first.
Which one?
one with the big booby bitches, and he has the blue hair, and they're like all like, not royalty, but like, they're like, oh, I'm from the family of,
I'm not sure, that doesn't really narrow it down for anime. There's a lot of big boobs and magic, so. Okay, the aristocrat's otherworldly adventure, serving gods who go too far. Shina Kazuya is killed protecting a young girl at a convenience store where he just happened to be at the wrong time. The next thing he knows, he's in the kind of world where he has only dreamed about, a world of magic and swords. He has been reincarnated as Cain von Silford. That's a cool name. The third son of an aristocratic family, and he has quickly grows interested in many things he sees. Then on his 5th birthday, he's baptized at a church according to tradition, and the gods grant him several divine blessings, along with stats that could only be described as unusual and extraordinary in his reincarnated life. When it comes to things like battles, romance, and studying, apparently a little overkill is just right. When he puts in the usual effort to do things punctually and properly, it only gets him in trouble. Thus, Kane's chaotic life in another world begins. Another isekai. This one, they're chibis instead of being grown adults.
That's cute.
Yeah, I like the designs of the girls. They look like cute little lollies. I'll check out the first episode. Probably won't watch it, though. Now, the next one's been on my radar. I didn't know the anime was coming out, but I knew about the manga. I haven't started it yet. I watched my Volume 1 podcast I like. I watched them review this series and talk about it. It looks really cool. Hell's Paradise. The Edo period is nearing its end. Gabimaru, a shinobi formerly known as the strongest in Iwagukure, who is now a death row convict, is told that he will be acquitted and set free if he can bring back the elixir of life from an island that is rumored to be the Buddhist Pure Land, Sukhavati. In hopes of reuniting with his beloved wife, Gabimaru heads to the island along with the executioner Yamada Asaimon Saigiri. Upon arriving there, they encounter only death row convicts in search of the elixir of life, as well as a host of unknown creatures, eerie man-made statues, and the hermits who rule the island. Can Gabimaru find the elixir of life in the mysterious island and make it back home alive?
I like that.
That wasn't a very good description of how I was described to the show of watching the Volume 1 podcast. If you don't watch Volume 1, it's a great manga podcast where they talk about and review the first volume of a lot of manga. Different manga every week. Let me show you some of the artwork. Looks great for this, babe. Let me show you. And it was described as like a battle royale thing where all of these convicts get thrown onto...
like all their swords and stuff.
They get thrown onto an island, and they all have an agent, like a person, like a police officer type thing, who's in charge of them. So they're in duos of like a cop and a convict, and they're thrown into like a battle royale like island where they all have to kill each other, and there's like weird diseases and zombie type things going on. And I loved all of the art. All of the art for the covers of the manga are really pretty, and I'm really excited to watch it, and I want to read it eventually too. I see the internet going crazy about this one, Oshinoko. I read the first, somewhere between 5 and 10 chapters of when it was first coming out. It's when a pregnant young starlet appears in Goro Amamiya's countryside medical clinic. The doctor takes it upon himself to safely and secretly deliver Ai Hoshino's child so she can make a scandal-free return to the stage. But no good deed goes unpunished, and on the eve of her delivery, he finds himself slain at the hands of Ai's deluded stalker and subsequently reborn as Ai's child. Aquamarine Hoshino. The glitz and glamour of showbiz hide the dark underbelly of the entertainment industry, threatening to dull the shine of his favorite star. Can he help his new mother rise to the top of the charts, and what will he do when the unthinkable disaster strikes?
So the doctor turned into the baby because he was killed before the baby was born?
So I read the manga. In the first chapter of the manga, there's a guy who's a doctor. He's watching his favorite idol. This is his favorite pop singer on TV. He's like her number one fan, and she walks in and she's like, hey, I'm pregnant and I've been keeping it a secret. And she's with her entourage or people because they've been keeping it a secret because you can't be pregnant as a, in their society and stuff. And so he's like, play it cool, like, oh, don't let her know, blah, blah, I'm gonna deliver the baby. And then like, he's like, goes out for like a smoke break or something. And like there's one of her stalkers murders him. And then he wakes up and there's twins. So he wakes up as one of the babies and he has all his memories, everything, but he's a baby. And there's another baby who, I stopped reading, so I'm not sure. I don't remember who. It's like another big fan or super fan. And they're like two super fans. And they're things that like, as her kid, it's really dumb. And the internet is like, on Twitter, I keep seeing everyone's really excited for this. And I dropped it. I stopped reading it. So I watched the anime. I don't know if it's really going to be any good, but like the manga was just dumb, and they're babies, and they tell each other like, hey, I know that we're not babies. Like, I know you're not a baby. I know I'm a person. You're a person. So let's do whatever we can to make her happy. It's really weird. It's like if we were reborn as like David Bowie's kids, and we were like, we need to make Dad happy.
That's fine.
It's just weird.
That looks cute.
Yeah, all right, so not much I can say about this because this is the second season of Ranking of Kings. I haven't watched Ranking of Kings yet, which maybe we can watch it together if you want to check it out. It looks beautiful, and the year it came out, I want to say it was 2021, the first season maybe, or 20, I'm not sure. It was recently though, and I just remember I didn't watch any videos because I knew from looking at it I was going to like it, and a lot of people said it was a lot like One Piece, the way they build the world out, that the world is a living, breathing place, and everyone's actions have consequences, and there's real stuff happening, and that apparently it's got some of the best writing or some shit. Like, I know everyone was saying it was one of the best shows of the year, so I really want to watch it, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
It looks really cute.
And maybe we can find it in English or something, check it out. So, Golden Kamuy 4th season. I love Golden Kamuy. It's one of my favorite series ever, man. It's so good. I have some of the manga. I want to read the entirety of the manga, but I kind of just put that off so I can watch the anime as it comes out. I also want to, it's one of those things, like, I love it. It's up there with, like, it's on the level of, like, Berserk, One Piece, all these things that I love. It's definitely a big main series for me. 4th season's about to come out. That last season was hilarious when they're hanging out in Russia and stuff, and they're all, like, they keep having shots of them. It was like total girl fan service. The whole season is them in Russia in the cold, and they're all like posing naked and shit, the men, and like taking hot saunas together and beating each other up naked. They were doing, I forgot what it's called, they're doing like a Russian like fight club. And they're all, and it's like, you know, the 1800s or whatever, and they're like beating each other up naked. It's really funny. But right here, already, a delay. Episodes 7 and 13 have been postponed to April 2023 following the passing of a main staff member. That sucks. There's been so many delays of our shows lately, and anime specifically, because animation's hard to do, obviously it's hard to get out, but the anime industry now does this thing where they make the show almost, like, weekly. They almost make it, like, right before it comes out, which is not a good way to handle a project like this. You know what I mean? It should be done a year before it comes out. It's just not smart. All right, the legendary hero is dead. Far to the north of the world lies Hell's Gate, a portal formerly used by the Demon Lord to invade the human realm. Thanks to the legendary hero Shion Blade Arts, wielder of Excalibur and his loyal band of companions, the gate was sealed off and the demonic threat was vanquished. Unfortunately, the seal was incomplete and has begun to weaken, allowing the demons to once again begin their attack. Worried about the safety of his village, selfish and perverted farmer Toka Scott, which means there's going to be fan service if someone's perverted, digs pitfalls to defend against the demons. But fear not, for Shion is on his way to reseal Hell's Gate and save humanity. Or at least he was, because the legendary hero is dead, having fallen into one of the pitfalls Toka dug. Luckily, dealing with that's a good setup. Luckily, dealing with the dead is the specialty of necromancer Henri Hainsworth. I like that name. While she can't revive him, Henri can at least salvage their quest by forcing Toka's soul into Shion's rotting body and dragging him along to Hell's Gate in Shion's place. Not wanting to be left behind, Toka's childhood friend Eunice tags along. Together, the three of them set out at what just might be the world's most unsuitable party to ever try to save the world.
So she can't bring him fully back alive, so she's just carrying like his dead body. So he's like rotting, but like in it still. But he's dead.
Put the main guy, the main character's body in the hero. Like think like like Dragon Quest. Yeah. Think like the main character of the RPG, like the faceless like character. So I was just about to say, I don't know why the hell I read these synopsises. These shows are all the same, but then there's a good little joke there, and that's the whole point, that the main character is a rotting zombie, like husk. This show could be very fun. It even says here, adventure comedy, ecchi, of course, and surprisingly, it's not an actual isekai, it is fantasy-based, and that's a big thing for me. I'm tired of the isekai shit, so I still want to see the medieval fantasy anime, but if you just make it so that they already were in the fantasy world, and they didn't come from fucking getting hit by a truck, that would be great, because they always get hit by trucks. That's a running joke on the internet. It's called Truck-kun. Up next is Eden's Zero Season 2. Now, this is on Netflix. I watched like one episode of it. I'm going to watch it eventually. I never watched or read Fairy Tail, but this is made by the same guy that made Fairy Tail. You know what that is? No? Okay. But the show looks cute. It's very, it's just like a fun little shonen. There's like I keep getting ads for app games for it and stuff. I'll definitely get around to it eventually. This might be the reason I go watch the first season really quick so that we can watch this second season and talk about it. What did I just say about the fucking trucks? My one-hit kill sister. The strongest one in this alternate world isn't me, but my older sister. Asahi, a boy who loves video games, is killed in a traffic accident. Really? Did he get hit by a truck, maybe? He ends up in another world. Really? He tries to enjoy the otherworldly adventuring life he always dreamed of, but his stats are on the level of an NPC's. He is in big trouble and is being chased by a monster when he hears, "Fear not, little brother," and the monster is killed by one hit by Asahi's older sister, Maya, who followed Asahi to this world. Did she get hit by the same truck? So Maya has acquired some seriously OP skills, but she takes her adoration of her younger brother to extremes. Thus begins our story about an overpowered older sister with a brother complex and a younger brother with the weakest of stats in another world where "man, I'm strong" becomes "man, my sister is strong." Hot dumpster fire. We'll watch one episode. All right, off the jump. I don't know anything about this, but the pictures got me. I love shit like this. Loving Yamada at level 999. Recently dumped, Akane is just about to quit the game she used to play with her boyfriend when she meets Yamada in the same RPG. Yamada in real life turns out to be somewhat of a legend. The only problem is he is only interested in the game, not her pussy. As Akane's feelings grow, will Yamada's focus stay on the game? I'm down. Right away, this looks cute. The art has got me. I love romance.
So she has a boyfriend, but she's in love with the dude in the game, and the guy in the game is like, I'm only about
So she breaks up with her boyfriend. They used to play the same game. She meets this guy in the game.
But he's like super
obsessed. So now it's her trying to win him over.
Oh, okay. That seems
It'd be fun. We can try it. We can watch that together. Off the jump with this one, too, there's something about this that's winning me over just from that picture, and it says a galaxy next door. Ever since their father died, Ichiro Kuga has struggled to support his two younger siblings on nothing but a small inheritance and his passion for drawing manga, but it's becoming harder to keep up with his growing responsibilities and deadlines, especially after his last two assistants quit to follow their own dreams. Just as he's nearing his breaking point, the beautiful and scarily competent Shiori Goshiki applies to become his new assistant, but there's something almost otherworldly about Goshiki, and as soon as Kuga finds his reality turned upside down, when she suddenly declares them engaged to marry.
She just said it, be like, oh, yep, we're getting engaged. We're married.
It says comedy romance seinen. Seinen being for older crowds. Shonen being for little boys. Shoujo being for little girls. Seinen being for older people. Right off the jump, there's something about that picture and the name. I like the name that's drawing me in. There's no indication that there's any sci-fi going on, so I think the Galaxy Next Door is just the name of it. But I think it's going to be a fun little romantic drama with a little quirky girl in it. Looks cute. The dangers in my heart, fascinated by murder and all things macabre, Kyotaro daydreams of acting out his twisted fantasies on his unsuspecting classmates, but an encounter with Ana Yamada, the gorgeous class idol, lights a spark in the darkness of his heart. It's a classic tale of an antisocial boy falling for a popular girl, but neither are who they appear to be at first glance. Will Kyotaro and Ana defy their expectations of each other and of themselves?
That seems cute.
I was about to write this off. I'm glad we're reading the synopsis because that looks like an interesting,
little emo boy
fun,
with like a popular girl.
It looks like a fun little time. Dead Mount Death Play. It's a showdown for the ages as a legendary hero takes on the corpse god Necromancer, but when the dust settles, something isn't quite right. In the final moment of their epic confrontation, the corpse god's final gambit shot was wholly unexpected. Reincarnation magic across space and time. A boy named Polka Shinoyama awakens, feeling not quite himself. Who could have expected that the climactic battle between good and evil would turn out like this?
The picture's cool.
The art design looks cool. Now, of course, we don't know until we watch it. We can watch it together if you want to check it out. But this does seem like something that, like the first 3 episodes, I'd be paying attention. Like I'm into it, and I think I'd get burnt out and bored. It might be a little too heavy, but the art looks really good, so we'll definitely be checking that one out.
With most of the pictures and stuff, does it actually like have the vibe of the show?
It's pretty well versed. The pictures, you can almost, it's kind of ridiculous how you can look at the picture for a poster for a film and not know anything.
Right.
You can look at the promotional image for an anime and know exactly what kind of show you're getting, honestly. So this show, it says action, fantasy, science, and supernatural, and from that picture, it's going to be a very serious show. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's the kind of show that, and you don't know until you watch it really, that if it doesn't have something that sticks out about, something that draws you in, you know, it could wind up being just very generic and very boring. Right. It could, like I said, the first 3 episodes, with shows like this, I find myself, I'm really invested in the first 3 episodes, and this is how anime works, is in the first 3 episodes, they make it really good, as best as they can to draw you in, because they want you then to keep coming back for the next 9 weeks.
Right.
And I hate when, like, Magic Revolution is a show that I was just watching before we started recording that I was super hyped for. In the first 3 episodes, I was like, this show's great. I kept saying this is going to be the anime of the season. And I want to tell you right now, it sucks. Nothing is happening. Nothing has happened. The reason why Relena ended up at the Duke's mansion, Weena Park thought she was getting another chance at life when she awoke in the world of a novel. The only problem is Relena McMillan is the character she was reborn as, is fated to be killed by her fiancé. For the sake of her survival, she comes up with an idea, get into a fake marriage with a man more powerful than her groomed to be, but when that protection comes in the form of Noah Winknight, the Duke, with a warm smile and cold heart, Relena realizes she might be a bit in overhead. She's going to regret this plan, isn't she? This is how you do the isekai shit. Okay? This is a fun idea. She's getting sucked into a dark romance novel where, like, the character gets killed by the 50 Shades of Grey guy. So she's trying to survive. There's another one. Actually, I haven't finished the show yet. I've been watching it randomly, like one episode a month, but I've been watching the show where it's like this, but the main character gets sucked into a dating game. Oh. So, and it's his favorite dating game that, like, he's got hundreds of hours in, and he, like, knows everything that's going to happen, blah, blah, but he's not the main character in the game. He's a side character. Oh. So he's trying to, like, you know, what's the word? Manipulate things a certain way, because he knows all the, you know, all the perfect ending shit. So, season 2 of The Witch from Mercury is coming out, and this is the first airing Gundam I've enjoyed since, not enjoyed in general, but as much as back when they did Build Fighters was my jam, man. I fucking love Build Fighters, but Reconquista and G was a hot stinker. Great mobile suit designs, great art direction, but the show sucked. Iron-Blooded Orphans is awesome, and I really want to go back and rewatch Iron-Blooded Orphans, but Iron-Blooded Orphans is... The politics are really dense for me for some reason. I have a hard time comprehending it. I'm not going to lie. Although, like, my favorite Gundam series are the original trilogy from, like, the 70s and 80s that are, you know, super heavy. So you would think that I would be okay with that. But Iron-Blooded Orphans was just hard to swallow for me, although the action was great, and I like the art in that and the designs as well. But Witch from Mercury is a fun little ride. You know, it's in 12-episode cores. It's not 50 episodes like most Gundams. It's a lot more digestible. And while it's still a little heavy on politics... I mean, it's very heavy on politics. It's a lot of talking and stuff. The mobile suit designs are super fun. The action is out of this fucking world. It's awesome. And we get, you know, a female main character that, in my opinion, they wrote a good female character. We don't mind having people other than men as a main character, or a white person if you live in America or whatever, if it's done well, if it's just another person. And this is a really well-written character, and she's awesome. I love watching Soletta Mercury do her stuff, and she's very funny, very cute. I think you'd like it too, actually, if you watched it. Although, except for the politics stuff. Okay, Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. The King of Beasts and Demons regularly receives female human sacrifices to eat in order to assert the dominance of his people over the human race. However, for the 99th sacrifice, the human girl brought to the capital, Serifi, intrigues the Beast King. In fact, she isn't afraid of him or any other beast, and even accepts her death without begging or crying, as she has neither home nor a family to return to if she was released. The king finds her intriguing, lets her stay at his side as his consort, despite being human. This is the story of how Serifi will become the queen of the demons and beasts. Yeah, right.
It looks like just a bunch of furry shit.
I think the art is cute, but it's definitely very furry. Yeah,
definitely a girly show.
Probably won't make it past the first episode, but. It reminds me of, I can't remember the name, they had another furry show come out last season, and there's definitely a market for it, so there you go. The Cafe Terrace and its goddesses. When Hayato's grandmother passed, he planned to sell her run-down cafe on the shore, not realizing that it was also home to 5 young women who call themselves her family. Their desperation to keep the cafe open convinces Hayato to give it a shot, but even their best intentions might not be enough to make it work. And can he even work with these 5 unruly women? No matter what, he's got his work cut out for him. A fun new rom-com by the author of Fuka and Suzuka. Not familiar with that. But comedy, ecchi, harem romance, shonen. This looks, like, it says cafe. It looks more diner to me in the picture. Yeah. I like workplace slice of life anime. Like, there's a show called Working, which you might like, about a restaurant. There's like the chefs, the waiters, the hosts, all that stuff. It's a pretty good show, and they made like 4 seasons of it. So this Could be fun. Depends. I'm always skeptical. I'm not a 12-year-old boy anymore. Of course, I like to see boobs, but when I see ecchi, and you know what ecchi means?
Mm-hmm.
It means pervert in Japanese. So ecchi, if it's an ecchi show, it means it's going to have boobs and panty shots and stuff, which isn't as prevalent as back when we were kids. Anime was so much ass and titties, and I think they've really dialed it back now. But I need more than that. I'm a grown man. Okay, Insomniacs After School. I like this picture already. It looks interesting. Yeah. Nakami is a studious but cranky and antisocial high schooler who gets on his classmates' nerves. However, his bad attitude comes from the fact that he has a sleeping disorder. What up, bro? And frequently spends nights on end without a single minute of sleep. During the preparations for the school festival, he is begrudgingly sent to the school's astronomy observatory. What school has an astronomy observatory? To gather cardboard boxes, a place which is said to be haunted by the dire happenings of the now defunct astronomy club. He finds the isolated place to have heaven ripe for him to sleep, but while rummaging around, he stumbles upon his classmate Magari Isaki sleeping inside a toppled over locker. Isaki, unlike him, is a reasonable and popular girl at class. Is a personable and popular girl at class, but who also hides her own problems with insomnia. Looking for a middle ground, they find that there's comfort and ease in sleeping together, so they resort to make the observatory their own private cubby to sleep. Have they found the comfort they're looking for? What cute. The actual fuck? This is awesome. We're getting a lot of unique shows this season. I'm super into that. I'm super happy to see some different stuff because you can see that you get so many of the I got hit by a truck and woke up in another world. But it's nice to get some different stories and stuff. Yeah. Okay, My Home Hero. This story centers on a salaryman who has a reliable wife and daughter in university who can sometimes act a bit rebellious, but has a happy life in his own way until one day he finds out his daughter has been beaten and thus begins his journey into a dangerous world to protect his family. Kick-Ass, the anime.
Taken the anime.
This, if you like Kick-Ass, and this drama sign-in, by the way, it says this could be good. It's another story that's different. It's a little more serious, and that's what I want. I want some new stuff. You can do so much stuff with animation, and we get so much of the same shit coming out of Japan. So this is going to be awesome to see something like this. But go check out Samurai Flamenco. I don't know if I told you before. It's a really crazy show. It's 24 episodes, and the first half of the show, the first season, the first 12 episodes, he starts as a kick-ass guy, like a dude who's just like, I just want to be a hero. He starts putting on, like elbow pads and shit and going and fighting criminals. And then he winds up becoming a red Power Ranger and like aliens come. Like there's one episode, not really a spoiler. Not really. I was, even back when I watched it, my cousin told me about it before it happened. It's not a spoiler. It doesn't ruin the story. But there's one episode where all of a sudden, so he's known as like the hero in the town, like, oh, Samurai Flamenco, it's a dude in a red motorcycle suit and all that. The cops are fighting. All of a sudden, there's this monkey, this gorilla, who's got a guillotine for a body.
That's cool.
That just shows up, and the police are like, "What are we?" And the animation like changes. It gets all like serious and like starts cutting people in half and shit. And this is like 12 episodes in. You're like, "What the fuck is going on? What is this show now?" Because it was just like a fun. And then the second half of the show is he puts together a team of Power Rangers and fights a bunch of aliens, and it's all like bloody and everyone's getting killed. It's crazy. It just fucking jumps the shark in a great way. This one's called Yuri Is My Job. Hime gets roped into working at a weird cafe where the waitresses pretend to be students at an all-girl boarding school. She's strangely taken with her partner Mitsuki, who's so kind to her in front of the customers. There's just one problem. Mitsuki really can't stand her. This could be a cute little show. It feels very classic anime to me. We just got cute girls doing cute things. But this is one of those things where we won't... We can cut around it. This is one of those things where we won't know until we see it if it's got something unique to pull us in. Kaminaki Sekai no Kamisama Katsuda. There was no English name for that. Something about God. Yukito's parents are the leaders of a cult. After he gets sacrificed, he gets reincarnated into another world where religion doesn't exist and porn books are akin to a child's doodles. He finds that it's also a world where your life and death is decided by the country. Almost like communism. While obstructing his friend's execution, both of them lose their lives. Just at that moment, the god of his religion comes to the world and revives them. That was word vomit. There's a lot of shit there. Not unpacking it. But... although it's some shitty isekai, it's some isekai, yes, some kind of isekai, something about porn.
Yeah,
it kind of just all flew through my head.
Yeah,
and something about communism. But that's all. I think that these are just directly translated. The synopsises, as you can tell, they're very poorly written. Have you not noticed? They're very poorly. They're very poorly written. The art here, though,
it looks cute.
This girl, I like that. It's anime, so it's all about the visual.
Right.
It's a visual medium. This looks cute. It's another isekai, but that's okay as long as it sticks out. If there's something that sticks out about it, this could have something there. We'll find out. Now, this looks like another music drama, which I don't think you'd know about this, but in the last 10 years, anime keeps producing tons of musical-based dramas, of just always like romantic dramas of people who play instruments. It's just like a whole subgenre. In the fall of his third and final year of middle school, Hajime Ono, a violin prodigy, stopped playing violin for his own personal reasons, but it was also that year that he got to know a girl who told him about a high school with the prestigious school orchestra. Suddenly, the gears in the clock of Aono's life began to turn again. This is the story of a youth drama that brings forth the harmony between music and the heart. Could be cute, could be boring. I'm not a big fan of the music dramas. I'm a musician, but I don't find the music dramas super great. I never watched Your Lie in April. I know that's really popular. I'll watch it eventually.
My friend was obsessed with that.
Yeah, people, normies know about that one. My little cousins who were like 10 years old were like, you gotta watch Your Lie in April. I'm like, what the fuck? Because it's on Netflix and in English, so of course they watched it. All right, something about this looks interesting to me. Magical destroyers set in a dystopic near future where otaku culture in Japan has been obliterated by a mysterious organization known as SSC. The story follows the misadventures of Otaku Hero, a young revolutionary who loves otaku culture and anarchy, Blue and Pink, a trio of magical girls who admire him. Together they struggle to create a world where you can say what you like about what you like as much as you like. Let's go. I'm in. It's about the freedom of speech. It's total punk shit. Looks good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this looks cute. Skip and Loafer.
I do like the look of that.
Looks very soft. Iwakura Mitsumi graduated from a small middle school in the countryside and entered a top-tier high school in Tokyo at the head of his class. This child prodigy who moved to Tokyo alone with a perfect life plan is smart and gets good grades, but her social understanding isn't quite on the same wavelength as others. This means that she sometimes makes mistakes. But her easygoing nature sways her classmates little by little, and all their different personalities are coming together before they know it. They meet and gradually come to know each other, and before long they understand each other well. Everyone experiences pent-up feelings and frustrations, but it is our friends who give us a chance at mutual understanding. The story may start out with some discord, but it becomes a happy school life comedy before you know it.
That looks cute.
That is cute, especially if
looks
it's
like Breakfast Clubby.
Yeah, especially if like the purpose of it is that it's taking its time to develop the relationships. That's fun. Okay, Heavenly Delusion. Within the safety of the walls, youths are raised in a nursery-style setting by robots. While life there may appear stale on the surface, the children are full of potential and curiosity. In many ways, it is like a slice of heaven. The outside world is a hellscape. It is almost entirely void of anything mechanical and is now inhabited by bizarre, yet powerful, supernatural beings. Maru, with the aid of Kiriko, is out there crisscrossing what was once Tokyo for heaven. But after searching for so long, maybe heaven is more of an untenable dream than a potential reality. It's not a whole lot to go on there. It's very vague, but it says sci-fi. It says seinen. We're getting a lot of seinens, which I'm happy about. A lot of adult, mature anime, which is cool. So this one, I'm just going to have to check it out. So then, yeah, up next is Birdie Wing, Golf Girls Story Season 2. I haven't watched the first season yet. I'll watch it eventually. Everyone, I'm not kidding, everyone says this show is really good.
Really?
It's just girls golfing, but it's like...
Is it like perverted? It looks like they would show like panty shots.
I don't know, honestly, but I know that like at some point it's one of those things where like the Samurai Flamingo thing or something where it starts to jump the shark and they're like playing the golf like for their lives. Like if you lose, you die. Some shit like that. So it's apparently just like super anime, super fun.
Isn't that what Pokemon is?
Yeah, Pocket Monsters 2023. So Pokemon, the new series with the new kids, with the new Pikachu.
Oh, is this?
This is the new one.
Oh.
It's going to start airing. That takes place in the new video game, Paldea. And with Captain Pikachu, which we have a video, Breaking It Down with Brown, if you want to check it out. That was the last video I did. I love Pokemon. It's going to be good, okay? There's not a bad, like, she knows. I'm like a kid. I watch Pokemon. I'll just have Digimon, Pokemon, stuff like that on in the house. I've watched every season. It's going to be good, but I just don't, from a marketing standpoint, like, they're definitely... The only reason that they're taking Ash and Pikachu out is to somehow make more money. They think there's a way to make money because they're not doing it for a personal reason. And from a money-making standpoint, I don't see how removing Ash and Pikachu is gonna increase your brand or help. Like I think they're trying to bring in a younger audience that isn't used like that. Like I think they're thinking like if you're Pokemon's universal. Every kid has played Pokemon. Whatever Pokemon came out when they were a kid, they played it and they love it. So, but I think what they're trying to prevent is a kid, like a 5-year-old now, going and watch Pokemon and being like, "Who's Ash?" That doesn't matter. They don't care.
That's still weird. If that happens.
It's just weird. My clueless first friend. Opposites attract when a cheerful airhead meets the resident wallflower of his new class in this heartwarming slice-of-life school comedy series. One lonely, gloomy 5th grader girl is the target of her classmates' relentless bullying and teasing. That is until a new kid arrives on the scene. Friendly Takada is as clueless as he is well-meaning, but somehow he possesses the magic ability to start drawing Grim Reaper Nishimura out of her shell. Yeah, I was like, wait, what? I was like, huh? As the Japanese Billy and Mandy, as the elementary schoolers experience all the fun of a childhood summer together, from going to the pool to picking sunflowers to watching fireworks, an unusual friendship blossoms. So it's just a cute.
He's just bringing her out of her shell.
I like the girl. Look at the girl. You see the art?
Yeah, it's just like a little emo girl gets a friendly little boyfriend, and then they're just like, oh my god, besties.
Yeah, it'll be fun. This one's about me, Otaku Elf. Kogane Koito works as the teenage shrine maiden at Takamimi Shrine, catering to the whims of its resident, a centuries-old elf who loves video games as much as she hates going outside. Line up your offerings for the Otaku Elf. Some energy drinks, chips, and video games will do nicely. Watch her new friends scramble to keep up.
Seems cute.
I like it. It's very Himoto Umaru-chan. That's the little hamster girl. Mm-hmm. Very much vibes like that. I love otaku culture. I'm a neat. By the way, if you're new here, this is your first video with us, I'm a house husband. She financially supports me, and I stay at home and play video games and watch anime as a job. But I don't make any money because no one watches this. No one's watching this right now.
I like the picture for this one. That's me and
too cute. Crisis. Reigning space empire Azathoth, this is not how I was expecting this to start, has deployed surveyor Liza Luna to planet Earth. That's a name, bro. Liza Luna probably sounds better. Liza Luna. Yeah. Liza initially believes it's fine to destroy the planet due to its low level of civilization. But look, until she stops by a cafe and has her first encounter with a creature called a cat. Liza is shocked by the cat's cuteness from another dimension. Will cute really save the Earth?
So she really was just like,
fuck humans. The plot, yeah. Like, but cats, the plot of this show is an alien comes to Earth and sees a cat and is like, okay, I'm cool with it. Like,
I love that. That's a cute
That's
vibe.
awesome. This is going to be a good show. Look at it's holding onto her and licking her hand.
Yeah.
All right, off the jump, I can tell it's the only genre it's labeled as is music. Kuza no Alele or Allele. This is a story about the bonds between girls. Kazuna AI or Kazuna Al appeared like a comet in the virtual world, becoming massively popular in the blink of an eye. After winning the Lapin d'Or, the highest honor of the Virtual Grid Awards, 5 years in a row, she disappeared as quickly as she came. The highest honor of the Virtual Grid Award, she disappeared. It just said the same thing twice. Several months have passed since then. Aiden Academy is a school that specializes in training new talent who will make their debut in the virtual world. There, students, each with their own hopes and dreams, work hard every day. I want to be a virtual artist just like that, just like Al or AI, whatever it is. A young girl named Miracle enrolls in Aiden Academy with this conviction in her heart there. She'll meet all kinds of people and make wonderful new memories with them as they each pursue their dreams. Are you ready? I'm definitely not. No, thank you. Looking at the picture right here, I think it's going to be 3D CGI, Vocaloid shit.
That's fair.
And I have a penis and a set of balls. This is not something I'm going to enjoy.
Seems boring.
Yeah, this next one, Rokudo's Bad Girls. The art looks great. It's very
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, it looks very graphic novel-y.
Yeah.
Rokudo Tosuke is a loser, and everyone knows it. He gets picked on at school, gets snide looks from passersby, and can only muster up the courage to complain in secret with his equally hapless friends. Looking to turn his life around, he desperately uses an ancestral artifact passed down in his family for generations, a scroll that is capable of subduing all demons. I wish they didn't bring demons into this. It was just about cool girls. However, in the modern age, it has a different effect. It makes all bad girls fall in love with him.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Okay, now there's no demons in it. Never mind. And then things go ballistic when he meets the delinquent beast on a girl's body, Himawari Rana, who hopelessly falls deep for him.
So it's like all the bad hot girls fall for him, and then he gets a really ugly one that falls for him, and he's like, oh? Is that what that means?
No, I think it's saying beast on a girl's body.
Right.
It's meaning this has got to be the main girl.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
But it's saying she's probably like the evilest.
Oh.
It's just all the delinquent girls, like the hood rats.
I was thinking beast on a girl's body, like being like she ugly.
No, this is gonna be great though.
No, that looks
awesome.
Really fun.
It looks awesome. Okay, we can run through these next two pretty quickly because there's no synopsises. But Alice Gear Aegis Expansion Action Sci-Fi. Don't know what's going on there. I like the pink and stuff.
The pink's cute.
It does say sci-fi. I love sci-fi in all forms. So, it could be.
It just looks like girls with guns and missiles.
I know because these look like they could be mechas on the. In the video, you're seeing the picture up here and it's pretty big, but for us, it's pretty small. So who knows? Who knows? And then the marginal service.
These look like a bunch of
buff
dudes with hard hats.
Yeah, buff dudes with hard hats.
And tags. Then like the sign like
it says tags to be determined. There's no genres on it. There's a lot of shows that are in anime that are made for girls with like sexy guys. So it could be one of those like free and stuff like that. Who knows? Right. I've never watched this. So I don't. There's no synopsis either. Tokyo Mew Mew New Season 2. I don't know. It looks cute though. I know the name.
It's just like cat girls.
It's just it looks like
or like.
Do you remember when I showed you Pretty Cure? Like you like Sailor Moony?
Yeah.
It looks something like that, like a team of colorful girls. It's like their version of female Power Rangers. They're called magical girls. So something like that. Oh fuck! Hold on. Mix Season 2. I'm not gonna read all of that. Mix Season. Okay, Mix. I watched the first season. It's like a soft reboot of an old manga and anime from I want to say it was the 80s about I can't remember if they were twins in the original. I think no, it was just one guy in the original. So like original
they made them twins.
The original kid and about him and his baseball career. It's him going throughout all the grades and stuff, and then they made the sequel reboot, and it's the guy's twin kids. And it's like the exact same vibe and same shit as the original show, but his kids. And I didn't read or watch the original. I might do it one day, but it was really good. It's really comfy. I don't think you like it though because it's baseball.
It's sport.
Yeah, but it's mostly chill stuff, and like they both have girlfriends and stuff. It's fun. We're gonna run through the next two really quick because World Die Star says performing arts. It's another music show. These music anime,
girls in dresses.
The music anime, like the other one, it will just be like a full length show, 30 minutes, but it's just them singing.
Oh.
And I don't care about. I'm not into.
I want storyline.
I'm not into like pop idol music like that. But then the duality of band next to it is Idolmaster, Cinderella Girls.
It says Media Mix Project. Does that mean it's gonna have like CGI in it?
Multiple different media mix. So look, it says here like these are based on manga.
Yeah.
That's based on a media mix project. It's probably based on like a Japanese app game, like a rhythm game. Or
I get what you mean now.
A lot of the animes are based on games and stuff. But up next to it is Idolmaster. We'll throw that one up.
Cinderella Girls.
I watched Cinderella Girls back in the day when it came out. My sister absolutely loves Idolmaster, and it's a video game series where you're a manager of idols. But they're really well written. They're really good. Like we had them on PSP back in the day. I'm a big fan of Idolmaster. The animes can be hard for me to get through. It's another thing where it's singing and stuff, but at the same time, you get the character moments of Cinderella Girls specifically is like a group of 10 girls.
Yeah.
And you get the thing of them all hanging out. They all have their own personalities, and like you get episodes of them like going shopping or like going on dates with each other. Like not dates, but
that's
like
funner
doing
than
stuff.
The other one.
Yeah,
it's like a long.
It's just video. Like a sitcom-y type thing, but then there's also singing involved. So you're not used. This is her first time I've ever done a breakdown with her, or shown her how I do this kind of stuff. At the end of the list. It ends with a whimper, not with a bang, because they start putting all the music shows, they put all the kids shows, all the old stuff. Like, for instance, we're done here. The last thing to actually look at is something called Opus Colors, another music show. What is color in the world which you live? We're not going to read that. I got this shit down pat. I'll watch the first episode, and then we can drop it. We'll talk about it in YouTube video like I do all my stuff. Forget about that. Let's move on to the next one. Run for Money, The Great Mission, Action. I'm assuming this is for kids. It doesn't say kids on it, but it's next to Yu-Gi-Oh! And it says it's based off game show, which means it's probably based off of a video game. And then next to that, you have the continuation of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show that's going to be continuing from episode 48. And then after that, you have all of these shorts.
Cute.
Yeah, it's all like little shorts and stuff. All of these, like these guys have been running for like 20 years, like shit like that. So there's really nothing left to look at there. So what did you think? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to look at.
Yeah, I think I'll change my. I'm trying to figure out how to for winter 2023, my first anime season of making YouTube videos and doing weekly videos. I want to find a better format to stretch out the content because there hasn't been any news or anything happened the last couple of weeks. So I might just talk about a couple shows every week and give my impressions on them because I don't think everyone is watching them as they air like me. People just watch them when they watch them. So what we can do is we can wait for like the shows that you want to watch. We can wait for them to come out in English. It usually happens like a month later. It'll start airing in English or 3 weeks, somewhere around there. Not too long.
Well, I'm fine with subtitles.
You are?
If they have them.
Depends on what it is, though. I think the only thing in Japanese we watched together was Dr. Stone, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But poor thing,
But
I told her...
I love Senku.
I told her this is going to take 20 minutes, and obviously we've been sitting here for like an hour, so I'm sure she's ready to get up and move.
No, but I kind of like the little cat
the little ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we can check those out. Yoma
just
Wari
slice of life,
Neko.
that's fine.
Yeah, we can check it out. So that was our breakdown of spring 2023. Already this season has, I think it's like 5 or 10 more shows than last season. Already, though, there's a lot more stuff here that I'm excited about that I want to watch. Like, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the stuff I've been watching. Like, I think you've heard me talk about how everything sucks.
Yeah, it's
this
boring.
season, they started the year really weak over in Nihongo, bro. So we need some good stuff, and it looks like they're doing a lot of different things this season. There's a lot of stuff coming out that, like...
More serious.
Yeah, more serious shows, a lot of, like, different
like
takes on isekai, a lot of new, exciting stuff, and a lot of good returning second season and continuations of things that I already know that I like, that I'm going to enjoy. Excuse me. Not only that, aside from this new season starting, guys, don't forget to go check out last week's Weeb World, where I gave you the nominations for our first ever anime awards. We're doing Winter 2023 awards real soon. I think I'm going to do them before this season starts airing, just so that we can get it up and I can, get that done before I jump headlong into what's coming up next season. We'll see. I'm trying to figure out a new schedule for things. I'm always trying to change things here. As well as that, I want to say, if you liked what you heard, consider liking and subscribing. If you didn't like what you heard, we really appreciate you listening to an opinion that's different than your own and sitting here this whole time and giving me your time. And if you hated what you heard, I bet that you enjoy Tetris, your mother doesn't love you, and you can go get bent. The show is over, but you're still here hanging around. Why don't you hit subscribe?